Hey, Aloha offline sharks. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. I'm your host, Tom Gaddis. I'm flying solo today, but don't worry. We have some special guests we're going to bring out as well. So you won't just have an hour of me going crazy. But you know how when Nick is away, I like to play. So we're probably going to give away some prizes, some cash out money. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're also going to be talking about one of the best services you can be offering right now. I'll tell you what that is. We'll go into some detail. You guys are going to love it. So grab a cool drink, grab a comfortable chair, sit back. I'm going to cue the intro, and I'll see you back here in just a couple of momentos.
Ready for the fastest 60 minutes of strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world? It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned. Now, back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Man, the crowd is going. You guys are going wild out there. I love it. I love the energy. I love to hear it. Also, I want to pull up the comments. Hey, Jacqueline, welcome. Welcome. Corey, welcome, my friend. Cameron on the call. Bill Stanley, Michael Howard. Awesome. Well, welcome, everybody. Listen, we have 18 Sharks and remote millionaire members that closed deals in the past week and posted in our Facebook group to share the wins. So I want to get through the shout outs because we have some special guests I'm going to bring out. We're going to be talking about the number one service that you should be offering, show you some things about that. So let's do the shark shout outs first, and then I'll get these guys out. They're hanging out in the green room right now, probably sipping some margaritas, maybe doing a couple shots of tequila. Who knows? We put on quite the party in the green room. So, all right. I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to dive right into this. Here we go. Can you guys see my screen? Oh, my gosh. This stupid... Here's what I'm going to do. Chrome. Google. They have denied permission for me to share my screen yet again, even though I keep setting the permission to, yes, please share. And I don't want to have to restart. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I want you to head over. You should be doing this anyway. I want you to head over to this link. That will take you to the Shark Shoutout post. And then I'm going to read these babies off. And you can see the post there. While you're there, you might as well leave a good comment. Like, hey, good job, guys. Way to go. Awesome work. And at the end of this stream, I will pull some people out of, actually the team, we'll pull some people out of there and we'll give them some cash out money. So let me pull this over so I'm not like staring away into the abyss. All right, let's start with Shark shout out number one, Bobby Roel. So Bobby sold a new website, $1,500. Congratulations, Bobby. That is a fantastic win. Awesome job, $1,500. Our friend from across the pond, Jacqueline Heath. Jacqueline had $130 per month for 3 hours of research for a company that wants her to post to one LinkedIn account. That's great, Jacqueline. So they're actually hiring you to do the research, and then you're going to be posting to the account. Excellent job. Great recurring. Big shout out to On Willis, sold a website design and maintenance, Google Business Profile, and SEO. Ooh, that might be a key to our show today. And SEO. $2,000 a month, $2K a month, $2K a month. That's crazy. John Weber sold a new website to a beekeeper. That's an interesting niche, a beekeeper. $500 Australian, which is $375 US. Awesome work, John. Love that win. Cody Weaver. Cody Weaver has just been crushing it in the Facebook group lately. I've been seeing his posts. Cody increased 2 current clients' PPC ad rates. A painter and a self-storage. They were paying him $220 a month. Now they're paying him $400 a month and $450 a month to $1,200 a month. That's a pretty big increase, Cody. Awesome work on that. Be great to hear how you transitioned in that way. I'm sure it has to do with results, how you worded that. He also got a local yogurt shop. They need geofencing. $300 a month plus $100 ad creative setup. So awesome work, Cody. Awesome work. Our friend Marvin Droves. Marvin closed a web owner that needs more conversions. $500. Closed an Italian restaurant owner. $14.99 website rebuild and update. Awesome. He also got some monthlies in there. He got $297 for 3 months of social media, $270 for 3 months of SMS services, $147 for a Google business profile setup, and $150 for 3 months for Google business profile maintenance. Excellent job, Marvin. Way to stack all that stuff on there and get that revenue up there, right? Awesome work. Awesome work. Our new Remote Millionaires member, Corey Peebler. This was awesome. Corey joined Remote Millionaires. I think he had a call with Nick, and then he went out, sold an $8,100 website right off the bat with $197 a month for hosting and maintenance and limited updates. So congratulations, Corey. That was a big win. Our Megalodon and our member Dorn Brenton sold a 4,000 PPC deal and a $9 ebook. I love seeing the ebook sales, Dorn. That's great. Our member Bruce Mayo signed a design gig for $250 for some banners. Great work. Shark Oliver Leka closed a current client for website revamping, 950 euros plus 1,200 euros for SEO. Awesome work, Oliver. Awesome work. Devendra, he and his business partner Nick closed a website deal, $500. I think that was their first deal together. I see a bromance brewing. Good job, Devendra. Nick, congratulations. That's awesome. Shark Michael Howard, $500 site migration plus 2 new website builds, $1,500. Awesome work. Awesome work, Michael. Our new Remote Millionaires member, Jen Hobbs. Jen is down in the Texas area. She freaking crushed it last week. Jen sold 2 new websites for $750 plus $65 a month for hosting. She sold a $500 website with $50 a month for hosting. She sold a logo design package for $300. She did a t-shirt order with some design for $3,315. $336 for a brochure and $225 for name badges. So Jen offers digital marketing services along with graphic design. She's in the Houston area. She's crushing it. Go get her. Way to go, Jen. Awesome work. RM member John Smiley. John closed a new deal for Google business profile cleanup, $300. Excellent work. Scott Meisner, our postcard king in the group. As you guys know, he puts out like 20 of those things a year. He's a new RM member. He's looking to expand his services. He already got a win in RM for offering Google AdWords. So $200 for doing PPC for a friend, $500 monthly ad spend. We're helping him get all that set up with somebody to do the work. So Scott's not going to be doing any of that, right? He's going to have somebody else doing it. He's just going to be collecting the money. JT, RM member, scored a SEO project, $800 setup and $150 a month. He closed a deal for an old client for a business video, $500. Always good to go back to those past clients and see if they need anything, right? And our member Bill Stanley closed 3 project management deals this week, $1,500, $3,400, and $3,500. So, man, the wins are awesome. And if you're keeping track at home, that is a combined total. Last week was a monster week for the Sharks and Remote Millionaires. It's a combined total of $53,877. As Barry Switzer, the old OU coach, would say, we hung half a hundy. We hung over half a hundy last week. I'm sure Todd, well, our guest is from Texas, so I'm sure he loved my Barry Switzer reference. He's probably like, that's it, Tom, you're done. By the way, that's a grand total since the start of 2022. We have a grand total of $342,813 of closed business, real checks, real money that our Sharks and Remote Millionaires partners have collected based off what we do here in the group. So look, if you're looking to generate some income in the digital marketing, you're in the right space, right? I hope this gets you fired up, gets you excited to do that. So congratulations to everyone out there. awesome job this last week. We're trying to hit $1 million as quick as possible, and we are well on our way. So awesome job, everybody. Way to go. All right. I also want to do one more thing, and then we're going to bring our guests out. I want to bring out and announce our... So every week on the show, we like to recognize and hook up somebody who's been a good steward of our community, who's getting results, who's helping other people out. This week, we're doing something different. We actually have two members of the week this week. 2 members of the week. We've never done that before. I can't share my screen, so I'm just going to announce them. Now, when you're member of the week, you get this. Our awesome Shark Swag treasure chest. Only the recipients know what's inside. We've been very grateful that everybody else has kept it a secret. We'll ship one of these directly to you, right? The members of the week get them. So thanks for being supporting our community and doing a good job. This week, the winners of the member of the week are Corey Pebler and Scott Meisner. Congratulations, gentlemen. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Somebody from the team will be reaching out so we can get that treasure chest sent to you. Awesome work. Awesome work. All right. I think it's about time that we bring our guests out. I see one of them's coming back in the green room. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you have, let's see. You know what we might want to do? Yeah, everybody, I get the congratulations. Blow up the thread for Scott and Corey. Awesome work. I'm going to bring out our special guests, and we're going to be talking about one of the best services you can be offering this year, right? And you saw it in the Shark Shoutouts. A lot of people have been using the service to close deals or to build in recurring revenue. Nick and I have been doing it for a long time. We started with websites and we started offering the service. We do a lot of this, and that is SEO. And this past week, we had a special training on SEO with our guests that are getting ready to come out. One of the things they talked about was like the real foundation of SEO, right? So when you're doing SEO, like there's one piece, and if you don't get that right, everything else is much harder. But when you get this one piece right, everything else is pretty easy, right? It all falls into place. So they did an entire training. It was amazing, talking about how to set that foundation up, how to get it. And it was all around keywords, right? The golden keywords, finding those keywords that can really help you rank quickly and easily. Who was on that training? Put a 1 in the chat box and let me know what you guys thought of the training too. We're going to bring these guys out. Give a big Offline Sharks and Remote Millionaires welcome to Todd and Herc. What's up, guys?
Hey, Tom, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. How's it going?
Herc, can you hear me?
I hear everybody. I figured out what was causing my audio issues, by the way. Every time you play one of those sound effects, my headphones drop out. Figure that out.
Oh, well, I'll try not to. We have one more towards the end, but uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Hey, guys, thanks for taking time to come on. I really appreciate it.
Good to be here. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Herc was awesome. Corey said, training wicked awesome. Yeah, we had a great training, and I know you guys are heavily involved in SEO and doing that in your agency and working with clients, and also doing the rank and rent model, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, rank and rent is where you build a website and then you rank it for a niche. So maybe say roofers could be your niche. So you build a little roofing website, you get it to rank. When the calls start coming in, you then rent that site out to roofers. That's the rank and rent module. So here we go. Dorn said,
"Look at Dorn."
Yeah, he's always got the great comments. Is that a tip from your $9 ebook, Dorn? Get new headphones. Awesome, cool. Dorn said he bought like 32 domains Wednesday afternoon. That's great.
I knew it was going to happen to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did anyone buy? We had a domain on the training. There was a domain that you pulled out, and you're like, somebody needs to buy this. I wonder if anybody bought it.
Yeah, there was a couple. I should have went and checked.
There were a couple,
actually.
yeah. There were a couple.
I bet you usually when we do those webinars, I'll go back later and like watch the replay and check what the word was. And then I'll go check if it was registered. And they usually are. Not always does someone build the website, but often people register the domains. But it'd be cooler if I found one that someone registered. I go see if the domain was being built, and then I could spy on the rankings as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, there were some good ones in the training. And I think just that whole, one of the biggest things I got about, right, is like one of the things that you talked about in the training were the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals of SEO. And we were talking about how, like, look, there's, lots of people talk about the new sexy thing, the this, the that, the changing thing in SEO and all that stuff. But, you're pretty adamant that, like, the fundamentals haven't changed, right? Like, and what are those fundamentals?
For as long as I've been doing SEO, which it's got to be 7-8 years now, but for as long as I've been doing SEO, the fundamentals haven't changed, and they are: number 1, keyword research; number 2, on-page optimization, meaning optimizing your website's pages or posts or both for the keywords that you found in step 1; and step 3 is off-page optimization, which is building the links to those posts and pages to help you push the rankings even further in Google when needed and if needed. And all the other stuff, I mean, like, I'm sure everyone's familiar with the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. You get 80% of your results from 20% of your efforts. And I believe that applies here. 80% of your results are going to come from those first 3 steps. And then all the other stuff that, all the tweaks and the hacks that I hear a lot of people talk about all the time. So, social profiles and citations, and depending on what you're doing, but purely from an SEO perspective, a lot of those other hacks, I mean, they're only going to marginally increase your positions and increase your traffic, but getting those fundamentals right is the bulk of the volume of the results and the traffic that you're going to get, at least from my perspective and my experience in doing this.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what was awesome about the training as well is Herc and Todd, they demoed a software they have that helps you to find these golden keywords, right? These keywords, and let you know if there's exact domain names, things like that. We talked about how we found some live on the training. Maybe, I don't know if you guys want, maybe we'll try to do that here today too.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I love doing it live, because it really proves the point that we can do it live, which means if we can do it live and find keywords, anyone can do it live and find keywords. It never matters usually. Like, rarely do we not find them. Like, I've never actually not found one on any webinar if I think about it. But any city, any niche, there's tons of opportunity. There's tons of great keywords there that people aren't optimizing for, or websites aren't being built for, that are just easy pickings. And you just need the right tool to be able to find them in the right process. And that's what that webinar was about.
It's great for brainstorming too, though. Don't forget about that. I mean, you come across so many other niches you never thought about. You never knew people were typing in certain things, and they're good keywords too.
Yeah, a good example of that one that came up. It wasn't on your webinar, but it came up on another webinar. When we were showing people, if you don't know what niche to get into, because a lot of people are like, what niche should I go in? Plumbing, water damage, like, it's always the same one. You could put a city in our tool, and it'll find all the niches within that city that have that low competition and high profitability that we look for. And something that came up was radon testing. I don't know if I'd never even heard of it. But when we did like radon testing, and then we dug deeper into the niches, radon testing and all these radon stuff, and the keywords were just like, oh my God, the competition was one of the lowest levels of competition I've ever seen, but the profitability of those keywords was out of sight. So if you guys want a great niche, there's one for you. Go into radon testing, start doing some digging around with that, and you'll just kill it with the lead values and the traffic you can get.
Man, I want to make sure everybody like picked up on what you just said there, because Todd, that's a great point. Is that, I mean, we get that question all the time. I don't know what niche to go into, right? I'm not sure what niche. We always tell people, like, look, there's no magic niche, right? Like, some are better than others, but like, you need to pick one and just get going. But with this tool, you can actually get some intelligence and make an informed decision. You don't just have to draw one out of a hat, right? Like, you can see, like, okay, if I go out, like, man, that radon, I never would have thought of that in a million years. I don't even know what that is, right? But like, oh, that could be a great service. I think that's awesome. The other thing about the tool too, like I know in the training we talked about rank and rent, and then when we were doing the Q&A, we started to get a little more about like how you use the tools and find the keywords for existing clients and stuff like that. So like one thing I would kind of stress to you guys, if you watch the training and you're like, oh yeah, but I don't do rank and rent, like why do I need this? Like the tool really is it's a tool that you use for any SEO you're doing, whether it comes, with the rank and rent, or whether you're doing it for a client, or whether you're just trying to figure out what niche you want to go into and you want to pick something that is going to be profitable. Like this tool gives you the intelligence and the information to make those decisions and make good decisions, right? So, it's not just for rank and rent. I know we talked about that. There's like tons of other ways to use it. Keywords are the basis of just about everything you do. Like if you're working with a client, keywords are going to be the basis of the content you create, right? The things you do to boost all that stuff, your optimization, all those things. So you're always going to be starting with that regardless of what you're doing. So that's a great point, Todd. Herc, that radon thing. That's money, as they say in one of my favorite movies. That's money. Awesome.
Yeah, and I apologize if I like lean too heavily on the lead gen aspect of it more than the SEO aspect of it. Like, it's just in my nature, right? Because that's my preferred method of SEO is lead gen and rank and rent. But we did touch on the SEO elements and the training of like especially the top 10 competition analysis. So when you're looking at a keyword, how to determine can I rank for this on the first page? What does the first page look like for this keyword just by, using the Moz bar and the stuff we showed on the training. So any SEO, whether you're doing this for a client where you're stuck to a city, you're stuck to a specific set of niches for a client, you can go back into the training and learn how to do the top 10 competition analysis. We also covered how to take your client's best ranking competitors, analyze their websites and get their entire list of keywords, right? Because I'm sure they're going to fill some gaps in the SEO that you might be doing or anyone that's doing with their clients. It's always great to look at your competitors, right? Because they'll provide ideas that you haven't thought of. They'll give you extra keywords. There's just all kind, like maybe even extra niches that you can fill gaps with, or extra. There's just so much great information by analyzing your competitors. And we showed how to do that on the training. So if you combine those keyword research methodologies with the competition research methodologies, knowing, okay, these are the keywords, this is how hard or easy it's going to be to rank, this is my client site, these are the niches and stuff that I'm after for him, here's the holes that I need to fill. That's an easy way. That's an easy win for yourself and your clients to like go out there, re-optimize their sites, targeting new keywords, new services, even suburbs, locations, all that stuff. So you can put it all together from that training, even though I kind of lean towards the lead gen aspect of it.
Yeah, and we have a lot of sharks that are doing the lead gen angle of things too. So I think that was really good. But it is good to just know, like, look, you can use it for a lot of other stuff as well. Maybe you want to do a little. Are you able to share your screen before I commit us to that?
Surely.
Let me see. Yeah, I can, if you allow it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So do you guys want to see some live demos of this? Maybe throw out some niches, see if we can find you some golden keywords. Some
niches for riches.
Magic.
I like that yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, I don't see anybody. I don't see any comments. Come on, people, and like the stream while you're at it. We have 8 likes on here. What's going on? Come on, you guys are better than this. You're better than this. We got to get those likes up so Nick knows I'm more popular. Come on, guys. Come on. It's a competition. Always
put it here. This should get you guys. This is what we did live on the webinar. We'll do it live again, but we need your engagement. Okay.
Yep.
You tell me, okay, by commenting on this thread. Let's start here. Give me any city in the U.S. and we can do this anywhere, but I'm going to just do it in the U.S. because I do everything in the U.S. So give me a city in the U.S. Just type in any city in the U.S. and I'm going to go show you how to find crazy profitable niches that are easy to rank with an EMD that's available. So just start typing in cities or locations in the US. And then when we get a whole bunch of them, I'll just randomly, or you know what? Let's even do this. I won't even pick it. Tom, you pick it. I want to show you
the first person to put one in was Elizabethtown, Kentucky. That was Dorn. And then we also got Lynchburg, Virginia.
Lynchburg, Virginia. Okay, well, let me Google how to spell Lynchburg.
I'm not sure who this is because you're not logged in, but like, well, let's do Lynchburg, Virginia. That's one you don't see much.
Is there a lot of Lynchburgs in the U.S.? I don't know. So here it is, guys. Here it is. So what's the population of Lynchburg? It's about 80,000 from what I'm seeing on Google. So don't know what's going to come up, right? But here we go, guys. I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to teach why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you want to see that, go back and watch the webinar. I'll just say, okay, I'm looking.
And by the way, we'll drop a link for that at the end of the stream, so don't worry, guys.
Okay. So I'm just going to put the search for only show me keywords between 100 and 500. Give me a cost per click minimum of, I don't know, let's start at 10 and a competition of 0.1 because it's a small town. Okay. Watch the webinar if you want to know why that matters so much, or watch the replay. Okay. And then all I do is click search. So I have the United States database here selected, and we could have done this in any country. I would have just selected a different country database. And then I just
that's
put
awesome.
in
It works in any country.
keywords.
So for those of you that are overseas, it works in any country.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, any country and any language as well. So there you go. Okay, it's done. So what we have here is a list of keywords that have the word Lynchburg in it. Okay, we required that. Okay, you must have the word Lynchburg or even the location Lynchburg. It can be before, after, in the beginning, and then the search volume of the keyword must be between 100 and 500. The cost per click must be minimum of $10 cost per click, ensuring that it's profitable, ensuring that there's traffic there. And then this is what comes up. Okay. And the tool went out and found 269 keywords with those specific elements, right? So all we have to do, okay, is either sort by volume. We can sort by CPC. We can sort by competition. Okay. We just have to go and look at stuff. Okay. Here we go. Eye doctors, Lynchburg, VA. Anybody think that it's profitable to do SEO or sell leads to an eye doctor? Does that sound like a profitable niche? An eye doctor? So right away, we can see the .com, the .net, and the .org, which is the exact match domain, or EMD, is available. All three are available, okay, as a domain you can register. EMDs have an instant ranking boost. If you want to know more about why we use EMDs, once again, go watch the training. And then the next step in this tool is we just click this little Google icon. And I'm just going to do the front page. I'm not going to talk about in title. Oh, it's a beauty. But all I'm going to do is look at the front page of Google, okay? And I'm just going to look at, okay, how many people have this keyword in their title or in the description? Let me make sure I'm also set in the USA, the Google results from the USA. Okay, I am, which is good. Okay. My eye doctor makes over 3 mil a year. Okay, so it's probably a pretty good niche to get into, right? So I'm going to take this keyword that had 480 searches a month and a $15 CPC and a kind of a good competition. People are bidding on it and paying $15 CPC. Is anybody optimized in the title or the description? So we look at the first page and we're using our Chrome browser to search for a word, right? So I just take the word, put in Control F, and I see nobody is optimized for that specific.
And what tool are you using for that, to do that?
That's just a Chrome search function, right? I'm just pressing Control F on my browser, and it's saying, look on this page for this phrase. And for instance, if I was to take eye clinic in here, okay, that's what it does. See, it's highlighting eye clinic there, down here, right? So we're taking our main keyword, because the best place, if you do any sort of optimization, you know that your keyword should go in your title. You should put some of it in your description. You should put it in your URL or your domain, which becomes an EMD. Nobody's optimized, right? Which is part one of the equation. And then part two of the equation is, out of all the people that are not optimized, we look at now their off-page optimization or their backlinks, okay? And we always look at the two types of results for a local lead gen keyword, where there's a niche and a service attached to it, a niche and a location. So the niche being eye doctors, the location being Lynchburg, Virginia. Number one is the big domain authority sites, the brands like the Home Advisor, Angie's List, Better Business Bureau, Yelp. Okay. We look at those first. They're going to have high DAs. We just want to see that those have a low number of links being built to them. Okay. And I don't actually see a lot of high DA properties on here, which is even crazier. Okay. I knew this was going to be a huge one. And the next type of site that we look at is the actual local businesses who have a website in the area, right? And we want to look at how many links are they building and how trusted are they based on the backlinks that they're building. And that's going to answer the question for you. Approximately how many backlinks are you going to have to build, to beat them? So we see guys here with DA 27, 535 links. He's ranking number 1, but he's not optimized. Keep that in mind. That may seem pretty competitive to people who understand Moz metrics. And if you don't understand Moz metrics, you should go watch the webinar instead of being confused by what I'm saying right now. But I see results down here. Here's the Yelp, by the way. Okay. Yelp, high DA, 0 links. That's a signal that you could probably get on the first page. But then I start seeing results like this, where the domain authority is 25. There's only 1 link to a page authority 16 page. You see a guy like this, DA 16, 154 links, DA 7, 22 links. Okay. It's not the easiest right here, but anyone that's pretty experienced at SEO could probably land on the first page. And the best comparison, I always say it, is this site or this keyword is Catering Stamford, Connecticut. I love this example just because it illustrates this point correctly. How important is optimization versus backlinks? And that's the question that what I'm going to show you is going to answer. Okay. So if we control F, Catering Stamford, Connecticut, here's my site, okay, ranking number 1, DA5, but optimized. The domain is Catering Stamford, Connecticut. The title has Catering Stamford, Connecticut in it. And then you can see Catering Stamford, Connecticut in the description. So I'm optimized well. But my DA is 5. Let's look at the DA of all the rest of the properties: 93, 87, 22, 56, 33, 9, 76, and 50. I have the lowest DA out of all the properties on the first page. When it comes to the page authority, the links pointing to the page, I'm a 24. Okay. There are 46, 41, 35, 32, 25, 24, 41, and 34. So I'm tied for the lowest. So overall, I have the lowest DA and I'm tied for the lowest page authority, yet I'm ranking above everyone else. And then if you look at the links count, okay, well, this one doesn't count because it's high DA, 0 links to the page, but 40 links. Okay. So for non-Yelps, non-Angie's List, this guy has 772. Well, it looks like I have a lot, but let's look at this a little deeper. Okay. 40 links coming in from how many domains? Okay. Linking domains, it says 31. But when we look at the domains, this is my site. All these are picked up by data aggregators. These aren't real links. I built 6 links to this site. So that should answer the question to you guys. Like, is it more important to be optimized or to build a lot of links? It's far more important to be optimized than to build a lot of links, which is why when I'm looking at a keyword like eye doctors, Lynchburg, Virginia, the first thing I do is see if anybody has that keyword in their title or in their description. And when they don't, that means whatever numbers I'm looking at here, realistically, are going to be a lot lower. I don't need nearly that numbers to rank on the first page of Google, because optimization matters so much. Look at the numbers here, 5 and 24, but ranking number 1. And that's kind of how I look at things. So there's another good domain for someone that you guys chose the city, and then Tom chose from what you chose. I looked it up and found a good killer keyword. And that's really the process.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's that fast. It's that fast.
Yeah. Todd, did you want to chime in and say anything about that, or?
No, I was just going to say that, I remember back, 20 years ago, it was just mainly all about the backlinks, right? You didn't really have to, focus on your on-page optimization as much. But I think over the last 10 years, Google's changed a little bit because they realized that some of us out here knew how to build a lot of great backlinking tools and got really aggressive with backlinking, and they started discounting a lot of those backlinking stuff. So what we've been seeing over the last several years, since Herc and I have been working together and honing in on this strategy and developing software to help us, see the data more clearly, is that on-page just absolutely works. Exact match domains just absolutely work. We've got some other training and processes on how we do a lot of the on-page stuff, but you can just see from that example right there, Catering Stamford, Connecticut, that You know, it doesn't require, you know, a massive amount of backlinks in a local market. Local markets are pretty easy to rank for as long as you have your on page that's good and not too spammy. You just got to be sensible about your content, and it'll just rank. And I'll just tell you right now, that site, Catering Stamford, Connecticut. I remember when we did this. It was back in 2015, 2016, whenever we launched one of our products called Project Supremacy V2. And I kind of challenged Herc on this. I wanted to do a live training of 8 weeks for the new members on that. And we kind of just said, okay, guys, here's what we're going to do. We are going to build a site from scratch, from day one, live on the webinar. And we did every bit of it. And we gave Herc 8 weeks to rank it, and he ranked number 1 in 6 weeks. And that site has been number 1 for the last 5 years, just from simple registering the exact mesh domain, putting together a decent site. I think we paid $100 or $200 for the content, did the proper on-page optimization, weren't overly aggressive with it, but just did it correctly. And then punched a couple of backlinks to it, and boom, number 1.
That's awesome. I see somebody's asking about the link to the webinar. I will post the link to the webinar here soon. I don't want to do it right now because you guys will get distracted, but I will post it up here in the next few minutes. So just hang tight.
Can I just mention something on another keyword? I was just going through the list and looking at this one, and this is something I don't think I've ever seen, which is so interesting. Okay, I was looking at this keyword, okay, psychiatrist in Lynchburg, Virginia, 390 searches per month, $16.45 CPC, all the EMDs available, .com, .net, .org, all available to register. When I looked at the first page of Google, okay, it had 0 in title, 0 in result, 2 phrase match. I've never seen a 2 phrase match. I usually see them about 5,000 or more. Mm-hmm. And then every single site on the first page is a high DA property. There's not one local business with their own website ranking on the first page of Google. I can almost guarantee that you could get a site on the first page of Google with an EMD without even building a backlink.
I agree.
If you optimize it well enough. I've never seen a full first page of high DA properties in a local niche. That just means there's an absence of local business websites that are optimized well enough to get on the first page. Google has to show something. So they default to what's relevant and what has good links, and then to high DA properties. This is a crazy keyword. Wow. Psychiatrist, Lynchburg, Virginia.com. Somebody grab it.
So that's two. That's 2 we found just right here on this training. And in what, 20 minutes? 2.
You know, at first I was thinking Lynchburg might not be populated well enough and be enough search volume for some of these keywords, but I'm seeing 390, and, you know, we see 480 a lot in like Los Angeles. Okay. You see a lot of 480s in Los Angeles, and that's, you know, Los Angeles is going to be competitive, right? Everybody wants the major metroplexes, but this is a city of, you know, 80 to 100,000, and it's got great volume as well on all of these, you know, not much lower than the huge metroplexes that we see 480. Because if this were Los Angeles, we would see 480 down the page. But I'm still seeing great volume in a small 100,000 population city, and just not a lot of competition, as we can see already.
Here's another one that'll probably be a knockout of the park. Oh,
dentist.
Wow.
0.
What this is telling me is that these population centers that are, you know, close to the 100K mark might be even richer in gold. Okay. Look at the URL counts and even the broad match. I've always said broad match numbers. So this 318,000 results, I've always said broad match doesn't really matter, but when it's less than 1 million, it's a huge bonus. This one's 318,000, which I like. That is so low. Nobody's optimized. And then what's going on here? High DA, 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 high DA. So for, sorry, that's the wrong keyword. Let me grab this one.
So if you're in Lynchburg, you're sitting on a pile of money.
I was going to say, whoever recommended Lynchburg, Lynchburg, do you live there? And if you do, You have got you're all the tools to make that happen are sitting, here. And then Tom has, a tremendous amount of software and tools and training on how to get this done. And wow.
This keyword, guys, sorry. Yeah, I would be going after shit like this. So children's dentist, Lynchburg, VA. Okay. That keyword on the first page of Google, 16,000 broad match results.
Broad match.
There's nobody to compete against. There's nobody. And look at the first page, okay? Nobody's optimized. DA15, 2,800 links, DA7, 247. But then you get this guy. LynchburgFamilyDentistry.com called his homepage children's dentistry. He didn't even say where or what, okay? But he's at DA14, PA15 with 0 links. I could rank this on the first page without a single link. This is another knock out of the park keyword. And I think it's because of the size of the city. I think that 100K maybe have something to do with this. And there's a lot of cities in the US with 100K. There's a lot of cities in the world with 100K populations. So keep that in mind when you're searching.
That's awesome. I posted a link to the training. Don't go there and watch it now, but pardon me, open it up in another tab. That way you have it handy. There's a couple of great things when you watch the training. One, Herc really goes into a lot of detail about why we're doing this, what all this stuff means. I know maybe it sounds confusing to you right now. Talks about the tools, how the software helps, all that stuff. He also gives you guys a awesome PDF on this. You got to watch the webinar. The link will appear when he mentions it. So we got that in there too. I saw some.
I'm moving to Lynchburg.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm moving to Lynchburg to become an SEO. I'm going to literally dominate the entire. If anyone lives in Lynchburg, you could be like $100,000 SEO agency in a couple of months.
Wow. That's great.
This is insane. I've never actually I'm so glad we did this one because like everything that's coming up is like, oh my God, this is like, look at this. Emergency vets now we're on 2K, Lynchburg emergency vets, DA 1131. But it's these ones when I see sites like this, okay, not optimized, DA 18, 3 links, PA 21. Guys, like that's nothing. This is nothing. DA 11, PA 13, 0 link. You could buy an expired domain. It doesn't even have to be an EMD. You can buy an expired domain with better metrics for this for less than $100. Optimize it, put some content on it with no WordPress theme at all, just the default one, and rank. This is crazy.
That's crazy. Whoever's in Lynchburg, if you take this around and make a bunch of money, I'll expect my 10% at some point.
And now you're going to be competing against me as well because
yeah, now you're going to be competing against Herc. Like he's seeing dollar signs. He's like, I got to get off this webinar. So
I've never seen it like this.
And get a foothold in here.
I think it has to do with the size of the city. It might. I have a feeling that it's that 100,000.
That's an interesting
usually
point
say.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I was surprised at the search volume.
One of those out there. Like we always think about hitting the major areas, right? Which is what everybody else does.
Sure.
But if you could come in like a sniper and target areas that have 100, 150,000, boy, you could probably freaking crush it.
Probably. And like in that PDF that you guys will get if you watch the training, I talk about the size of the town, that are sweet spots, like if you're experienced or if you're inexperienced. And I was saying, like, stick to between 100,000, 400,000 as a sweet spot. If you go into New York, and here's why. It's simple like this. Okay, Lynchburg, we looked up, had a population of about 80,000. Now, because there's only 80,000 people, how many eye doctors do you think actually exist in Lynchburg? And out of those eye doctors that are there, how many of them have a website? In this case, from what we saw, 0. There's only 80,000 people there. How many eye doctors can really service that many people? You don't need that many. But if you look at Eye Doctor New York, how many eye doctors are in New York? Thousands. And how many of those thousands of eye doctors have websites? Hundreds. And how many of those hundreds of websites probably have an SEO agency, a good SEO agency behind them? A bunch. The competition is just naturally higher because there's more websites in existence in that area for that niche. When you get into smaller centers, okay, people still need eye doctors in Lynchburg. Apparently 480 people are searching for it per month. And if we look at the history, that's pretty consistent over the last year because people need eye doctors. It's not a seasonal thing. It's an age thing, right? So it just makes sense. Smaller population means less people to service the people, means less websites. With less websites, it's less likely that they have good optimization, which creates opportunity for you. All you need is a good tool to find the opportunities.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about on the webinar, which you guys can go watch after this is over. You go to offlinesharks.com/golden keywords. And I saw somebody ask, what does DA stand for? So DA stands for domain authority. It's a metric that's used to rank the authority of a domain. And Herc explains that stuff in the training. So go watch the training. You'll see all that. A great question I thought I saw here, guys, that I want to throw out there. Maybe we can close off with this is Norm wanted to know if you guys could talk about where you see SEO going in the next 5 years. Maybe we can just go one at a time. Todd, you want to tackle that first? And then Herc talk about it. I mean, first, SEO is not going anywhere, right? Like SEO is not going to go anywhere, and the fundamentals are going to stay the same, even as people move into more of a what's the term I'm looking for? Like, you know, where people just like Alexa and all that stuff, like things are starting to shift that way.
Oh, the voice search.
Voice. Yeah, that was kind of my first thought there, was like the futuristic version of SEO will be a lot of voice. And I remember a couple of years ago, I think there were a couple of products put out. I can't remember who did it, but you know, they were kind of talking about how, like you said, the Alexa and the Hey Google, you know, give me a you know, phone number or something in this area. And yeah, I think that could be something to start looking into and start getting ahead of a curve on. I do believe that could be something that's coming down, going to be very useful in a couple of years, maybe 5. Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, Herc, real quick, how long does it typically take you to rank a site? I mean, I know it varies.
Yeah, I really hate that question, because like if I was going after weight loss, you know, like it's going to take forever. It depends on so many things. Number one, how easy the keyword is on the first page of Google, how good you are at optimizing a website, and whether you have an EMD or you have an expired domain, what content you put on your page and how you optimize that content. And then when you send in the backlinks, what does your anchor text profile look like? How many links did you build? What velocity? Like, that is literally how long is a piece of rope question, right?
Right.
But to give you ranges, yeah, I've ranked sites in like 6 weeks onto the first page. Salt Lake City Emergency Dentist, I think, took 3 months to get onto the first page. Pool Resurfacing Phoenix took about 60 days. Catering, 6 weeks. So I mean, a safe bet is, depending on it with these type of keywords that we're looking at here today, if you know what you're doing, okay, 30 to 90 days, you could be on the first page of Google, depending on if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point you make, because a lot of people get wrapped up in time frames. And I've always been of the opinion that, like, look, we don't want to get so wrapped up in time frames as we want to get wrapped up in doing the processes consistently, right? Like, you know how long it takes a website to rank a website that you never build and never start? Like forever, right? Like, you actually have to start and do the thing first, right? So, like, you know, forget about whether it's going to take 30, 60, 6 months. Like, who cares? Like, if you start something now and it takes 6 months for it to rank, but in that 6 months, you're able to start generating income, will you really care that it took 6 months? Like, I wouldn't, right? Like, I would focus on the processes. I feel the same way, Herc, when people ask us, like, how quickly can I make money? Like, I always think that too. Like, there's so many factors to that, right? Like, so many unknowns that come into play to that. But also, you know who never makes money from building an agency? The person that never does any prospecting, the person that doesn't talk to a single business owner. So, you know, I always ask people, like, well, did you talk to somebody? Like, how many people did you talk to this week? No, I've been working on that. It's like, no, you have to actually do the thing, right? This is the same. SEO is the same way. But when you go to do the thing, you want to make sure you have the right processes. You want to make sure you're focusing on the right opportunities, right? And you know, this tool helps you do that.
I don't that question too of like, how long does it take to rank, or how much money can I make? I mean, I mean, with all due respect, you know, to the person who asked, or anybody who asked that type of question, I think there's a bit of fear behind that question of the unknown. Yeah. And it just doesn't serve you. Like, a better question to ask is like, is it possible? And the answer is like, that I always say to people is like, look, if someone says like, can I do something, and 999 people try it and fail, but one does it and succeeds, that means it's possible, right? So if it's possible for one person, it's possible for any person. It just requires the right information and application to be able to do it. And that's kind of how I look at things. It's not, how long will it take, but can I do it, right? And if the answer is yes, then the timeline is irrelevant to me. Just do it until you do it, because the answer is going to be different for everybody. But if the answer is yes, you can do it, then just go start doing it. Just do it now.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. So Jacqueline, go to the link, offlinesharks.com, golden keyword, watch the training. When Herc mentions the PDF, a link will pop up so you can download it. So that's where you find it. You got to watch the training. I know we're tricky like that, right? We're tricky like that. Guys, listen, I really appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out with us and talking about SEO. We talked about a slam dunk service, and, I was going to show my screen here, but Google has thwarted that. But I mean, I'll just tell you, like, I was just talking to somebody the other day about what we have going on in the agency, and I was showing them, look, like, this is what we're doing. Like, just in March, we have 3 or 4 monthly recurrings for SEO at 540. We have a couple at 1800. We have one at 2700. Like, it just, the amount of opportunity that's out there is huge. And this tool can help you find that. So go to offlinesharks.com/golden keywords. Watch that. Herc, Todd, anything you guys want to say before?
All the domains that came up are already registered today.
Yes, good job.
I don't know about the .net.org as well, but at least like the .com, like I've been watching, and it's like that one's gone, that one's gone, that one's gone.
That's great.
I think Dorn.
Yeah, Dorn's all like, you're registered to
Dorn
me.
was on it.
Dorn's already offered them to Jesse.
Yeah. Domain flipping 101. I paid $20 for this domain. I'll sell it to you for $50 because it's badass.
That's great. So I do have one more thing to do. Herc, I apologize if this knocks out your microphone, but we do have one more thing to do before we go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Cheating, bling, bling, cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
I love that song. The money song. So I told you at the beginning of the stream, right? Go there, leave a comment, tell people congratulations. Our team picked out 2 lucky winners. We're going to send you some Cash App money. Today's winners are David Slocum and Sandy Alexander. Congratulations. Really awesome. And I probably kicked Herc's microphone out
Looks
again.
like it.
He just logged off and logged back to the
It's like he kicked his video out too. Booted him.
Tom. Damn it, Tom. So yeah, that was awesome. Hey, look, guys, everybody, it was a fantastic questions today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Fantastic questions, great interaction. I loved it. Hit like on the stream again before you go. So, I need Nick to see that I'm pulling my weight around here. So help me out, right? Help me out.
Yeah, and tag Todd and I. Tag Todd and I if you comment, and we'll answer. We'll try and answer as much as we can.
Yeah, Todd and Herc are in the group. Yeah. So if you guys have questions about anything, let them know. Head over to offlinesharks.com/golden keywords. Watch the training. Other than that, enjoy your Friday. Stay safe out there. Practice Aloha, and we will see you here next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly marketing jam session. Always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube and Tom's podcast at tomgaddis.com. We'll be back here next Friday for another Sharks Live Show. Until then, aloha.